What's up, Samurai? We are back for some more Trove. You'll have to pardon me. I might be a little awkward with my body language and positioning because Buzz, my beautiful pug, is sleeping on my lap. Oh, and I also gotta mention very briefly, you guys, that this special Christmas edition merch is only going to end up being in the store for a couple more days, and when we end up getting into January, it will leave. So just a quick heads up and reminder, if you were interested in getting it, you got to get it fast. So for those of you that don't know, just a quick recap, I am in the middle of moving. So in like 2 days, like tomorrow, we have to go to the place to get the key, and then on the 31st is the actual move-in day. And so I've been really busy because of all of this. You know, I've been packing and so on and so forth, and so I haven't really been able to record videos as much lately. Like, I've been able to do a stream here or there, and then otherwise I've just been going through old footage and editing it and throwing it up. But today I finally ended up having some time to get some recording done, so I'm hoping to have some videos stockpiled up so that over the next couple days you guys will continually get videos. But just keep in mind that I am a very busy cat. Now, on top of all of that, I did want to let you guys know a quick little update, because I have slowly been working on my set of magic gems. They're not actually like maxed out, but I did manage to convert a bunch of them to crystal and get some of them really close to being maxed out. But unfortunately, I am missing quite a bit of the last few levels on these gems, which does require a lot of the prisms. And yeah, so I'm just saying that we're slowly getting to that point, and that's why there hasn't been any 45K series episodes focusing on magic characters, because I don't have a magic set of physical gems yet. Okay, on top of all that, this week we do have double star bar, which I have been rigorously grinding just because of the fact that I'm spending so much of my qubits, man. It's absolutely ridiculous how badly they want you to spend all of it. Let me get my timer ready here, because what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be spending 5 minutes in U11 so you can truly see the potential of the class with Lunar Lancer, and then we'll end up going into deep delves, or deep enough delves. Now, as far as all of my gear is concerned, you know, I got my shadow torch, I got a C4 ring, which I got really lucky on my Lancer, you know, back when the Paragon update hit. I think it was the first C4 ring I got. I'm using my C4 face and hat that I had on Shadowhunter, and I don't have a C4 spear yet. I'll slowly grind all that stuff up in the new year as I end up having a lot more time for live streams and so on and so forth. Let me actually get my ally prepared. I realized I didn't have one. So we're probably just going to be using Ernie. And another thing I wanted to mention very briefly to you guys is that you might notice a lot of my stats being a little bit awkward. So I have, generally speaking, a lot of movement speed. I'm also going to have insane survivability. That's because of the Trove skill tree, which the skill tree, as far as I know, still isn't on Nintendo Switch. It's on everything else. But the skill tree actually has an ability for lifesteal, which makes pretty much every character in the game invincible. I'll have a video that's going to focus on that sometime soon. And then I've also been slowly chipping away at trying to get the new dragon out of the skill tree, but more specifically get all of the movement speed boosts. You gotta sit down there, baby. She was snoring right into the mic, and it's not something I can get out of editing, get out of the video and editing. So anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, we're doing Lunar Lancer. Let me start my timer here. So Lunar Lancer is actually a speedy monster, a bit of a powerhouse, just because of the rework to the class more recently. Well, this year anyways. I am not using my crystal ring power up, which the hidden ring effect, that's the best one on the Lancer. I forget what it's called, but it's the one where you leap into the air, and when you end up using your hook shot to pull yourself back down, you actually get a huge boost of movement speed. I've already had another video earlier in the year that highlighted that, and well, needless to say, this is one of the faster classes in the game and has a very consistent level of movement speed. But my favorite thing about the Lunar Lancer is that the hook shot is just so astronomically powerful for navigation. Like, it's really good, because a lot of the endgame dungeons in Trove are very vertical, as you can see. And so having that hook shot to not only carry you over into the next dungeon, but also carry you up to the higher levels is really detrimental. Especially in an area like this, where maybe you don't have any of the new wings, and the new wings will actually allow you to glide without falling fast. So you kind of have swift falling, let's call it, right? Rather than just normal wings. But on top of all of that, yeah, like I most of all wanted to mention the fact that I didn't actually have the hidden ring effect, so we're not seeing the Lunar Lancer's full 100% potential today. But I do already have other videos that highlight how powerful and how, well, most of all, how speedy it can end up being. But yeah, the reason that we're in U11 not Geode Surface, sorry, U11 of Sundered Uplands is because this is the strongest area in the entire game currently. So these enemies just have a natural higher scaling than most enemies and actually have a lot of buffs on them that you can end up getting temporary buffs to your character so that you will deal like normal amounts of damage to them, because otherwise they have natural resistances. But it's just not really worth doing. Nobody I know actually bothers with any of that stuff just because of the fact that it is a temporary buff and it is also consistently costly. It's yet another thing that the devs ended up squeezing into the game that ultimately will end up taking more qubits, which man, we need all the qubits we can get right now, like, geez. But anyways, let me see if I can use my ultimate ability just so we can see the true potential of this powerhouse of a character. Granted, we're not going to be able to see like absolutely everything, just because again the hidden ring is not affected right now. Let me see if I can end up hopefully getting into this dungeon quick enough. Nope, because it's one of these stupid dungeons that requires like a bazillion bombs to get into. But if I pop a flask, you can see our damage numbers are absolutely fine. Granted, it is just, man alive, Trove is a janky mess today. Why is it whenever I'm recording these videos, like even yesterday I was grinding out my qubits and I started just rubber banding like crazy, dude. It's just, I don't know what's going on with this game lately. But anyways, the main point that I wanted to showcase was just how powerful, yeah, see, it's starting to rubber band back up into the air, just how powerful the enemies can end up being in the Sundered Uplands. Can you please, you stupid game, I'm trying to like make a video here. So I want to show you guys now, just when we fight like normal enemies, we probably won't even need to use a flask. Okay, he's actually surprisingly powerful. What the heck? He must have had a really good generated ability or something. But anyways, you know what? We don't even need to do the full 5 minutes because frankly speaking, I already know without a doubt that this character is ultra powerful, and I don't have my volatile bounder equipped, so I don't have like super high jumping. But at the very least, let me show you a little quick example of just how powerful this class can end up being in terms of gaining verticality. Like our hook shot goes really, really far, as you can see, and then the cooldown on it is actually really, really good. And separately, if you use your number 1 ability, it's a separate cooldown from your main hook shot, so you can kind of utilize that to return your cooldown, which is pretty cool in terms of just having the movability on the character. I highly recommend Lunar Lancer. Not only is it really, really good for the end game, but it's also just a lot of fun. I would say it's probably one of the funnest classes in the game. But its damage falls off a little bit in the U11 difficulty, and more so than that, it really starts to fall off when you end up fighting bosses. You know what? I'm also curious in our fishing den. Oh lord. Well, it's slowly filling up. It's getting there. Oh, I don't have any wings equipped for some dumb reason. I don't know why. That messed me up when I was in the Sundered Uplands as well. Oh, hello, Pinata. Okay. So today, I'm sorry, guys. We're just going to be doing difficulty 136, which arguably is kind of a joke when you're at 45 KPR. But just for the sake of getting today's video out in a timely manner, like I'm sorry, like I said, you know, I'm really, really busy with a lot of real life stuff. So unfortunately, it means that we kind of got to just rush these out. While at the same time, you know, I still got to record multiple other videos for you guys so that you have consistent videos. So we might actually have a spurt of 45K videos for a while. I haven't decided yet. As I'm recording this video, I haven't decided what I'm going to end up recording next. Another thing too, I guess I should mention, is you can see that our class gem ability will actually end up spawning our duplicates, and it's actually really, really good now. So it used to suck, but the way that these babies work is how the boomerangers baby should work. So they kind of follow us around, but more so than that, they have the same code as an ally. So as soon as we start attacking things, they'll actually teleport next to us, which the boomerangers chickens do not, for some strange reason. I sincerely don't understand why they didn't bother like fixing that with the boomer. But I mean, as you can see, like I mentioned, this place is kind of a joke. Like we can handle it no problem. In terms of like actual super duper deep delves, would you end up using Lunar Lancer? I mean, you can. It's not like it's an improbability, like you shouldn't do it. It's just that there's other characters that are going to handle delves a lot better that are also physical based characters. Like you could literally just take a lot of the same gear that you end up having on your Lunar Lancer and just swap it over to Shadow Hunter, and bang, you're instantly going to be doing a lot better in the delves. Now, that said, what I would argue is if you are using the proper hidden ring effects so that you end up getting that huge movement speed boost as the Lunar Lancer, I'd say even though you do have comparable damage, your goal is to be a speedster. You are trying to get to the end game objective as quickly as possible so that everybody else can end up focusing on killing everything, and then they'll just conveniently be able to like warp to the last area, which is always going to end up being the mandatory thing. Now let's actually use our ult multiple times and just absolutely destroy this guy. As you can see, our main spear, when it came down, just deals devastating damage, and so does our #1 ability. Like, our abilities in our ult are really powerful, especially if you pop a flask, and it's just, I love this class, man. Quick review of the character is overall highly recommend it. It's really fun in the early game because the hook shot doesn't get better as you progress through the game. It's just already good right at the beginning. And then primarily the class is going to end up being for speed farming. You can use it for delves. I wouldn't recommend it for boss farming just because the damage output, you get a lot of damage when you're in your ult, but similar to the gunslinger or something, it's just a burst of damage and then that's it. Except, you know, gunslinger doesn't have any movement speed, whereas the Lunar Lancer at least makes up for its shortcomings with that. But yeah, anyways, hopefully you found this video helpful, entertaining, whatever, and I hope that you guys are continue to support and be patient with me, because this is a big life-changing event for me. I already had another video that highlighted it, so I don't want to get too sidetracked talking about it, but I'm really excited for the move. However, I don't know if we'll run into technical issues or whatever trying to set up my recording setup and everything like that. But either way, thanks for watching. Smash like, sub for more, buy the merch you want to support the channel. There's only like 1 or 2 days left of being able to get this hoodie, if you, or hoodie, get this piece of merch if you guys want. Otherwise, it is going to be going away into the new year as soon as I can end up taking it out of the store. But anyways, have a great day, guys.